It's been nearly a week since Ferguson police officer Travis Brown was critically injured after a protest turned violent.
And the community continues to come together for Officer Brown and his family. 5 on your side's Laura Barcheski is here with more on these efforts.
Mike and Kelly, I talked with Dorn this afternoon. She lost her husband, a retired police captain, during protests around George Floyd's death. And ever since then, she's made it her mission to help officers in need during hard times like this. Dorn was a St. Louis police sergeant at the time. Her husband, Dave, was a retired St. Louis police captain and Moline Acres chief. She saw the unrest in Ferguson in 2014. And when it happened again in St. Louis in 2020, she received a knock on the door from the chief of police.
In June of 2020, those summer riots when the George Floyd protests broke out and they came to St. Louis, the night of June 2nd, he responded to help a friend who owned a pawn shop whose alarm went off, and Dave always responded to the alarms. And he was confronted by protesters and murdered.
4 years after her husband's death, protests turned violent again on the anniversary of Michael Brown's death. Ferguson police officer TJ Brown was pushed to the ground and critically injured.
It was just very uncalled for, and that hurt me more than anything because now the community is going to suffer.
Ferguson Police Chief Troy Doyle says he's been to the hospital to visit TJ every day.
Travis has been in an unconscious state, so obviously he cannot communicate, but
as Chief Doyle gets emotional, Travis's family says he's making small improvements that give them hope.
Yeah.
Dorn says they're all one big family and she wants them to know she's there for them.
And I mainly reached out to the officers for their mental health as well, because a couple of the officers in Ferguson have worked for me in the past, and I was checking on them to make sure they had what they needed and to make sure that they were focusing on their health as well.
What do we need to do now? Because obviously this, can't continue to happen.
They need to be prosecuted, just like the man who killed my husband. The law needs to be upheld, and there shouldn't be exceptions made.
Doyle says he hopes TJ can soon hear these words.
Man, we love you. We love you. Want you back here. We miss you.
The North County Precinct has been busy putting care packages filled with goodies for Brown's children. If you'd like to contribute, you can drop the items off at the Ferguson Police Department.